Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. We are entering a crucial point in silver. I talk about supply and demand a lot on my channel because it is the most influential, it is the most important thing when we're talking about prices rising or lowering, right? Especially with the physical metal, supply and demand is heavily influenced by the price. Now, with that said, we know that over the past 5-6 years, the production of silver has been getting cut back by the hundreds of millions of ounces. And this is pre-pandemic, right? So we have miners focusing on gold, lead, zinc, because that puts money in their pocket. Silver really doesn't put that much money in their pocket, so they're chasing the greenback regardless of the consequences. And now we're starting to see these consequences. Now, I talked about pre-pandemic how they've been cutting back silver production, and now with the pandemic here as well, mining companies being shut down. Not only that, but limited workers and workspace, and the production / distribution is also coming to a halt, or it's limited. So we have a huge silver shortage coming. And the worst part about this is demand is exploding. So we have a diminishing supply, but an exploding demand is only going to push the price higher. It's only going to push the price higher. So before we start, make sure to smash that like button. Let's see if this video can get 250 likes. If you love precious metals, make sure to smash that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe because I post daily videos. I posted 2 other videos today. So if you want to check those out, make sure you do. I talk a lot about some very important topics that you need to know. So make sure you check those videos out as well. The link to this article from Seeking Alpha will be in the description. With that said, let's jump into it. So this article is extremely long, so I'm probably going to summarize some of the parts. I'm not going to read it all. Maybe if we have time, I will, but it's talking about silver investment demand is exploding. So silver investment demand is exploding. American stock traders have flooded into SLV shares in recent months, vastly upping their silver portfolio exposure via the world's dominant silver ETF. And this just shows to go. This just goes to show how people want proof in the pudding. They're not going to be buying silver when it's $15, $16, even though that's the best time to buy it. Buy low, sell high. They're going to want to wait and see if it starts to rally. And right now, silver approaching $20, it's definitely catching the eye of investors. And I think once it breaks past that $20 barrier, once we reach the record all-time highs ever, that's when most people are going to start investing. Once silver passes $21, the sky's the limit, because that will be the highest silver's been in the last 10 years. I mean, if we talk about $50 silver in 2011, but in the past 10 years, we really haven't seen anything since July 2016 of $21 silver. So this silver buying has proven incredibly persistent, continuing even when silver weakens. That implies it is funds strategically building silver positions and expectations for much higher silver prices coming ahead. The resulting enormous SLV holding builds are unprecedented, forcing them vertical to smash through many new record highs. That has unleashed a powerful, virtuous circle for silver, with buying fueling buying. So silver investment demand is exploding in recent months, skyrocketing higher in widely unprecedented fashion. That has catapulted silver sharply higher since mid-March's lockdown stock panic when we saw $12 silver. So accelerating even in this usually weak summer season, the massive capital inflows deluging into silver shows no signs of abating. This is very bullish for silver, yet most traders remain unaware it is happening. And that's why I try to get this information out. That's why I post so many videos informing people, educating people, because the signs, if you're just a normal investor and you're not educating yourself, if you're not finding articles, you're not going to understand. You'll just think, oh, silver's up a little bit, or what's happening in the world right now is why. And there's so many more things that are influencing silver's price that makes it even bullish than just a virus or just a pandemic. There's so many things, along with the 2020 presidential election coming up, which is going to be the cherry on top. So while silver prices are fairly widely followed, the data revealing the underlying fundamentals driving this metal is sparse. The best silver gold supply and demand data is only published once a year by the Venerable Silver Institute in its Outstanding World Silver Surveys. The latest, covering 2019, was released in April and is essential reading for all traders interested in silver. One key trend is very relevant today. Last year, global silver demand edged up an ever so slight 0.4% to 991.8 million ounces worldwide. Every demand category fell except for two: net physical investment and net investment in exchange traded funds, which are ETFs. The former rose a respectable 12.3% to 186 million ounces. It makes sense investors' interest in silver should grow, with its price climbing 15.3% in 2019. That translated onto far faster growth in silver ETFs. Global demand for physical silver bullion held in trust for the shareholders of these trading vehicles shot up from negative 22.3 million ounces in 2018 to positive 81.7 million ounces in 2019. That was an all-time record high. Stock investors are increasingly getting silver exposure through ETFs, which are quick, easy, and cheap to both trade and own. The Silver Institute tracks the world's silver ETFs, and one behemoth utterly dominates that space. As 2020 dawned, the American iShares Silver Trust SLV held 362 million ounces of silver on behalf of its shareholders. That commanded an enormous 49.8% of all the silver owned by the world's ETFs. Launched way back in April 2006, SLV pioneered silver ETFs and has maintained an insurmountable lead since. SLV is in a league of its own, with the next biggest competitor trading in Switzerland running at just 11.4%. So it's just talking about, the ETF side of it, and now I want to jump into this part. I said I was going to summarize some of this stuff. So before we delve into silver's exploding investment demand, realize how unusually strong silver's price action has been. This chart, updated from the Summer Doldrums essay a couple weeks ago, compares silver's current performance to how it has fared in the past market summer and modern gold bull years. Gold dominates silver psychologically, making gold's fortunes silver's primary driver for most of the time. And that's true. Gold is silver's big brother. Silver is gold's little brother. What gold does, silver usually does a couple months afterwards. But right now we're in an interesting situation where gold has already blown up, has already exploded, but silver hasn't yet. So I still think we have yet to see that spark from silver, catching up or mimicking gold, but I think it's going to be to a much higher degree than gold did. These lines are individual summer silver price action and indexed to its final May closes of those particular years. The red line averages together silver's performances from the summers of 2001 through 2012 and 2016 to 2019. Note that silver's seasonal tendency is to drift sideways during market summers, which tend to avoid the recurring investment demand spikes. The blue line is summer's 2020's index silver price action. So usually silver doesn't do much during the summer, but right now we see a lot of action. During the first half of June, silver was largely drifting lower, tracking its normal summer trend. But in the second half of June, especially July, silver has surged dramatically, decoupling from its usual weak seasonals of this time of year. What's fueling silver's outsized counter-seasonal gains over the past month or so? And is it sustainable? The answer to the first question is definitely exploding silver investment demand. And that's what I was talking about. Demand is so important. Supply and demand is so important to silver's price, right? So with the world silver market being about a 12th the size of gold's, any given amount of capital flowing into silver should yield about 12 times the silver price impact that it had with gold, right? Traders generally get far more bang for their buck in SLV than they would in major gold ETFs dominated by the SPDR gold shares. While I closely follow SLV's holdings every trading day, what they've just done still amazes me. So let's go to 2011 when silver was $50. So back in spring 2011, silver soared parabolic in one of the violent, crazy, lucrative manias this metal is famous for. In just 6 months into late April, silver skyrocketed 109% to $48.43 per ounce. Days before that euphoric peak, SLV's holdings blasted to a then record of 366.2 million ounces. They didn't edge above the towering record again until 5 years later in October 2016, early in today's bull. So then silver fell back out of favor over the next years as gold's young secular bulls stalled out and consolidated, and that's what we've been seeing lately. By February 2019, the holdings had slumped to a 6.8-year low, and not only was it languishing in the $15 range, but it hadn't made any new bull market progress. It was forgotten. And this is finally where we're starting to see people interested in silver again, right? This is where people are interested. We saw silver $12 in March, and it's already up 60% since then. And I think this is the consequences that I said earlier in the video, that miners, it's specifically for miners, right? I mean, yes, demand, demand has a very, influential part, but I think that right now we are in a pivotal point. We're in a turning point, and this is the beginning of an extremely high silver bull run. If you don't think so, then you're missing all the signals and the signs, not only from charts, not only from the candlestick charts, not only from the historical patterns, not only from the patterns from the 2008 credit crisis leading to 2011, $50 silver in 2011, not only from that, not only from the upcoming 2020 presidential election, not only from the pandemic, but from all the instances. And it starts back from the U.S.-China trade negotiations I started talking about. I think we're onto something bigger here, but I still think there's one thing missing, and I think that thing is the 2020 presidential election. Now, I wanted to share this just to show, and there's a summary at the end I'm about to read, and then we'll wrap things up a little bit. So the bottom line is silver investment demand is exploding. American stock traders have flooded into SLV shares in recent months, vastly upping their silver portfolio exposure via the world's dominant silver ETF. This silver buying has proven incredibly persistent, continuing even when silver weakens. That implies it is funds strategically building silver positions on expectations for much higher silver prices coming ahead. So I definitely think, and it goes on to say, the resulting enormous SLV holding builds are unprecedented, forcing them to vertical smash through many new record highs. That is unleashing a powerful, virtuous circle for silver, with investment buying driving silver higher, attracting even more investors. Silver has a long runway higher to mean revert back to its historic norms relative to gold. That's the Fed's epic monetary inflation should keep demand high, and that's so true. There's so many things, right? It's like the perfect storm. All the stars are aligning for silver to really explode. And I hope this video captured that for you. I hope you can see now. And if you did enjoy this video, if you thought this video was educational, informational, or at least just entertaining, make sure to smash that like button. We have a 250 like goal on this video. Let's see if we can break that. If you're bullish on silver, if you see prices of silver rising in the coming months and years, make sure to smash the like button. Let's see how many people are bullish on silver. If you love precious metals, also make sure to smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. You definitely want to stay subscribed. You want to subscribe if you aren't yet, because it's extremely important, especially right now in today's times, to stay updated and informed with what's going on. And I am your guide. This is your channel. I will give you the newest, latest, freshest information in the world of precious metals, what you should be doing, price forecasts, everything you need to know. This is your channel. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.